After years in the desert without any social stealth games for sustenance, we've finally spotted something on the horizon. Is that a beautiful oasis? Or is it a mirage? Okay, yeah, we've checked the release schedules and it's definitely Assassin's Creed Mirage. Ubisoft's latest installment in the Unkillable series is expected to launch in October, and yet everything about Mirage takes us right back to 2007, when Assassin's Creed first began.
What?
So, ready your G502 X Plus, which is basically our answer to the Hidden Blade. And let's jump into the reasons to be excited for Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
You may have noticed that the new protagonist Basim has traded in the Viking furs of Valhalla for the traditional garb of the assassin, namely a hotel dressing gown with a pointy hood. That's a sign that Ubisoft is returning to the fundamentals with Mirage. It stops short of saying the word remake, but Mirage mimics the stealth focus and Middle Eastern setting of the original Assassin's Creed. It even recreates the look of the bureaus, where Altair used to drop in to receive his missions and bicker with colleagues. When the front door is in the ceiling, you know you're dealing with the hidden ones.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
This throwback entry to the series is especially welcome since, if we're being perfectly honest, the first Assassin's Creed didn't quite live up to its premise. The sneaking mechanics were basic, there was very little freedom in how you approached your targets, and we spent altogether too much time chasing after collectibles. Hey, if we wanted to run over flags all day, we would have played a downhill skiing simulator. Now that Ubisoft has decades of experience in making the most of open worlds, we're excited to see it do justice to the original concept. The second time around. Part of that excitement comes from watching all of the stealth systems from Ubisoft classics come together in a single game. Yes, you can blend into crowds, an Assassin's Creed trademark, and you also have gadgets like bombs and blow darts, which once filled our pockets back in the days of Black Flag. Pulling a guard from a ledge above you, we picked that up in Florence in 2010.
The sky is safe, my friend.
But there are also tricks pilfered from the publisher's wider back catalogue. The ability to follow up a backstab by throwing a knife straight into the witness's chest, for instance. That comes straight from Far Cry. Basim's Mark and Execute move, meanwhile, was debuted in Splinter Cell Conviction. And let's be honest, your eagle is basically a drone ripped out of Tom Clancy. If Ubisoft were leaning on all of these mechanics year after year, they'd probably feel tired. Instead, we're coming off a long break for Splinter Cell, and a period in which Assassin's Creed has basically become an RPG. In that context, Mirage feels more like a greatest hits compilation, and we're all for it.
Don't let him escape! Time to vanish.
Just don't expect any bonus tracks. The Assassin's Creed Mirage team has said that it currently has no plans for DLC after release. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Valhalla started enormous and then rolled out 2 years of expansions. By the end, you were looking at well over 100 hours of parkour and pillaging to see the whole thing. That's quite the commitment when you consider that the 2007 original was finished inside of 30 hours. Nobody had to book 2 weeks off work just to help Desmond Miles almost escape from the evil Abstergo.
Out of the machine, Mr. Miles.
What's the matter, Doc?
Miss Stillman is once again insisting I let you rest.
Thankfully, Ubisoft has promised a much more intimate scale for Mirage. It's all relative, of course. The game still takes place across an entire open-world city, but by keeping the action within Baghdad's borders, the developer has been able to refocus Assassin's Creed.
There is my target.
Mirage is all about the core loop of running around rooftops and landing on the heads of unsuspecting enemies. We keep mentioning it, so let's talk about Baghdad. In the aftermath of the Iraq War, the Middle East was badly treated in video games. It was depicted as a region in ruins, the backdrop for endless shootouts. Assassin's Creed was alone in painting the Middle East in brighter colours, and Mirage continues that proud tradition. Baghdad in the 9th century was an international centre, busy with traders, artists, and academics looking to push things forward. It led the world in astronomy, engineering, and perfumes, which is just as well. That assassin's robe must smell pretty funky after a long climb. The Baghdad of Assassin's Creed Mirage is divided into 4 bustling districts, including the city's industrial hub and the lush gardens of the Round City. Ubisoft says its inhabitants will react to your every move, so be careful. Historical accuracy doesn't prevent Ubisoft from kitting out Baghdad with countless handholds, springboards, and makeshift elevators. The developer has returned to previous Assassin's Creed games for parkour inspiration, and chosen to emphasize comfort and fluidity. As in the Ezio trilogy, climbing is easy to master, and the challenge comes from retaining flow and momentum under pressure. Not every parkour ability from the old games is making a comeback though. Our thoughts and prayers are with the fans of the back eject move at this time. But you can expect to use vintage moves like the corner swing, as well as a new pole vault for springing across gaps between buildings. Ubisoft says that its open world is designed with vertical movement in mind, which is more than you can say for most cities. Stupid horizontal roads, so boring. There you have it, 5 good reasons to be excited about Assassin's Creed Mirage. We're about to drop a smoke bomb and disappear into the crowd, but feel free to tell us your thoughts on Assassin's Creed's future in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, you can like and subscribe to Logitech G for more previews on the most promising upcoming games. Just hit the notification bell and you'll never miss an upload.